Introducing the new Onga ginger, onion, and garlic powder seasoning. Onga.
Everybody, are you ready? I'm coming out. I'm coming out. I don't know what to know. Got to let it show. I'm coming out. I don't know what to know. Got to let it show. I'm coming out. I'm coming. I'm coming out. I'm coming out. I don't know what to know. Got to let it show. I'm coming out. I wonder what to know. Got to let it show. I'm coming out. I wonder what to know. Got to let it show. I'm coming out. I wonder what to know. Got to let it show.
Are watching Ongacious. That culinary show for the whole family that brings you a whole pot filled with music, dance, wellness tips, health, I said pot, and food. All this and so much more is brought to you by Onga, Mama's Helping Hand.
A little helping hand will go a long way to get your meals tasting really delicious. So season your cooking with Onga for that delicious taste and irresistible aroma that will get your loved ones looking forward to mealtimes.
Onga.
Welcome back. You know, Falaka, they say looking good is good business.
It is.
Okay, so we want to get in on that good business. Will you take us on one of those fun-filled exercise routines?
Of course. I had fun again. And the beautiful thing is that you can enjoy looking good. Yeah, you may spend some money with some of the classes and all that, but it's well worth it, trust me.
The ends justify the means.
Exactly. Let's have a look.
Dance fitness class, which is a dance class but with a lot of other fitness activities involved. So you get to work your whole entire body. As a dancer, your body needs to be strong. You have to have good, strong upper body strength, strong core, and strong legs. And today in particular, we worked on the waist area. And out. And in. Out. Shoulders. Hey. Ah. And forward. Circle arms back. Same side. Come on. Last one. Other side. Up.
some of those positions, is that what you call them?
Well, they were more of stretches.
Okay, some of those stretches looked painful.
Not really. Usually you stretch before and after you start exercises. And at Alpha Fitness, Dolly's class is really intense. So it's very important for you to do the stretching first and then afterwards so you don't have pain. So when you're warmed up, the stretches are easier. And it's just to, try and lengthen out the muscles a bit, get them warm, and of course, if you dance and do some of the moves without stretching, that's when it's painful. But if you've done those stretches, it's much easier to do some of the movement.
One last thing, she said core and she kept touching.
Yes, so the core refers to the abdominal muscles all the way to the pelvic floor muscles. The pelvic floor muscles are underneath where you pass stool and through the birth canal.
You work that out too?
Yes, there are some stretches and exercises you can do to work out your pelvic floor muscles and your abdominal muscles. So once those muscles are very tight and taut, you know that, okay, you've done a good ab or core muscle exercise. It helps with posture. It helps especially if you have back pain. So you put more weight on your abdominals rather than on your back. And it's really good. The stretches are very important, very key.
It looked like some serious power moves were going on.
No, not at all.
Wow.
This was fun. It was fun.
First timer when it comes to jogging, aerobics, general exercise. Are you feeling that pain? Don't worry, it's normal. Ongacious will be back after these messages.
A little helping hand will go a long way to get your meals tasting really delicious. So season your cooking with Onga for that delicious taste and irresistible aroma that will get your loved ones looking forward to mealtimes.
Onga.
Welcome back to Ongacious. Our health focus for today is Down syndrome. It's quite a distressing thing when a child, is diagnosed with Down syndrome. And we have an expert in the house, Dr. Gbemisola Boyede. She's going to discuss this issue with us, how to manage it, and what parents should do if they're faced with a situation where their child or someone they know has Down syndrome. Hello, doctor. So what is Down syndrome?
Down syndrome is a genetic condition in which the children have an extra chromosome 21, and which leads to them being predisposed to having certain conditions and especially developmental disability.
What causes Down syndrome exactly?
Down syndrome is genetic. It means it happens at the time the child is being formed in the womb. Usually, a child is supposed to get one set of chromosomes from the mother and another set of chromosomes from the father. But in Down syndrome children, one of the set from the father or the mother contains an extra chromosome 21. So these children end up having 3 of those chromosomes 21, and that's actually what leads to them having that's Down syndrome. In fact, we sometimes call it trisomy 21, which means they have extra chromosome 21, whereas the rest of the population have just 2 of those chromosomes. So that's actually what causes Down syndrome.
And how does it affect the child? What are the features that the child has?
Okay, so children that are born with Down syndrome are prone to having different kind of disease condition associated with the diagnosis of Down syndrome, ranging from problem with the heart. They can have what we call holes in the heart or congenital heart defects. They can have problem with their thyroid. They can have what we call hypothyroidism. They can also have problems with the intestine, in which they can be blockage in the intestine called atresia. And more importantly, or which is more common, is that they have challenges with their development. They're actually slow in terms of development, and some of them are also prone to having intellectual disabilities. So these are the various challenges that children with Down syndrome can have.
And what are the complications of Down syndrome in the child?
Virtually every organ of the body can be affected in Down syndrome. And for example, looking at the head, number one, there's a way children with Down syndrome looks, and they tend to have this floppiness, what we call hypotonia. Apart from that, they can have holes in the heart. Sometimes they can have problem with the intestine. Sometimes they can have developmental delays. Some of them can have intellectual disability. There are virtually almost all the organs in the body that can be affected, but it doesn't mean the children will have all of these conditions. Most of the children don't have any of them, but the one that majority of them will have is that intellectual disability.
Can a child with Down syndrome live a normal life?
Yes, it is possible for children with Down syndrome to live normal lives. In fact, right now in South Africa, we have somebody with Down syndrome who has completed tertiary education. Though majority of the children have intellectual disability of moderate level, they may not be able to complete higher institution, but they can still do vocational jobs and they can live happily and they can live independent life.
Can having a baby with Down syndrome be prevented?
Oh, yes, of course. To a certain extent, we know that Down syndrome is commoner in pregnancies in elderly mothers above the age of 35. So having children early can also reduce the risk. Of course, there are also some families in which they've had other kids with Down syndrome. In such cases, it may be, especially if the mothers were young, it may be need to check the mother themselves to know whether they have some other genetic predisposition, what we call balanced translocation of some parts of that chromosome 21. And if that is done, the mother will be counseled, there will be genetic counseling on what to do with subsequent pregnancies. But by and large, we can still prevent some cases of Down syndrome, but not all cases.
Thank you very much, doctor. We really appreciate you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
It's not easy raising a child with Down syndrome, is it?
Not at all, especially in an environment where there's not so much awareness about developmental disorders like Down syndrome. Parents sometimes feel ashamed or they don't know, what to do. But there are a lot of support groups, especially if you go to the teaching hospitals. They have support groups there for children, with parents of children with disabilities. And they can tell the parents how best to care for the child. And not just to, sometimes in our environment, people just lock the child up in a room, and they don't take care of them properly, and they're ashamed of taking the child out. The funny thing about children with Down syndrome is that they're so lovable. They're always smiling, laughing. That makes it a bit easier for the parents to deal with. So they're very sociable. It's just they have so many health challenges and, of course, developmental or intellectual challenges as well.
Is it possible that it's genetic?
The disorder itself is a genetic problem, meaning that when the mother and the father donate the genes, because we have genes from our mother and our father that are passed down in our DNA.
Yes.
So in the process of those genes meeting,
the mutation happens.
Yes, there's a mutation. They don't separate properly because the mother has two, the father has two. So they each contribute one to form the child. But sometimes what happens is instead of the mother's two to separate, they both go along with the father, so they're three. And the extra DNA is actually not needed, so it causes a lot of confusion when the child is being formed. And that's where the problem starts from. So right at the point of conception is where the problem begins.
That's interesting. Thank you so much for that.
No problem.
You know someone with Down syndrome, or you have a child who has Down syndrome, remember, compassion is key. When we come back, we will be in Ongacious family. Stick with us.
We want it tasty, we want it creamy, we want it nourishing. Oh, well, Cowbell evaporated milk, nourishing my body, tasty creamy.
You love your meal deliciously creamy with all the goodness of Vitarich. That's how we've made the new Cowbell evaporated milk. Cowbell evaporated milk, evaporated just for you.
Welcome back to Ongacious. On our family focus today, we're going to be discussing reading culture. And we have Mrs. Tola Oladeji with us to discuss reading culture in our children. You're welcome to the show, ma'am. It's good to have you.
In your view, what is the state of the reading culture in Nigeria generally?
Let me start by saying that if you compare my own generation to the current generation, everybody keeps on saying things like there has been a decline. So there's a decline actually in reading for children. When we were young, we had some books like Enid Blyton books, we had Lantern publishing all sorts of books, and we had so many young children and even young adults reading. But right now, there has been a decline. But as you have the decline, I would also like to say that a lot has been done to actually reverse the current state of decline. And if I want to go further, I would just say, well, you could also put children in like 3 categories. Children who attend private schools that have libraries, they have class libraries, they have reading corners, so such children are actually reading. Children who attend public schools, on the other hand, some of these schools have libraries, but not well equipped. Some don't have at all. So for those children, we might say there has been a decline in reading when we compare them to what we had in our own time. I went to a public school as well, but we were able to gain access to a library and read. Then we now have the group of Nigerian children who are not in schools at all. Those ones, there's nothing like a book. So basically there has been a decline, and that's in a nutshell what it is.
At what age should you start encouraging, teaching a child to read?
I think before we start teaching a child to read, the first part of it is actually reading to the child. You know, yeah. And if you read, there's been a lot of research that if you have a pregnant woman, for instance, she can actually read to the baby while the baby is still in the womb. And then when people give birth to their children, 6 months, 7 months, 12 months, you just take a book and just read the child to sleep or something. So there are quite a number of things that younger parents are doing with their children nowadays. So it starts with you reading. Children at 3 years, some can actually read at 3 years, maybe a few words, 2-letter words, 3-letter words, and then you keep reading to them. Then you now take it to another level of reading dialogue, where you read a page or 2, and then you ask your child, so what do you think will happen, next? And then if you have a chatty, there's some 3-year-olds that can actually talk a lot. They just keep on asking you questions all the time.
Yes.
So if you have a chatty 3-year-old, you just ask the child, so what do you think is going to happen next? And the child will tell you, I think this will happen. And then as a parent, you keep pushing and you complete reading the book. I think on the average, you can now start the reading program for the child at 5. Yeah, as low as 5. And some parents actually get 4.
Interesting. However, today, a lot, like I mentioned earlier, a lot of children and even adults actually prefer to be on their phone or watch TV or play a video game. I'm not sure that children nowadays read as much as, for instance, we used to read when we were growing up, because there's so many other options, of things that they can do. How do you sustain the reading culture in the home?
I've been talking to quite a number of younger parents right now, and I discover that things are changing a little bit. So you have parents that will tell you that my children don't watch TV during the week, and they're only allowed to watch TV during the weekend. So in such homes, the parents are controlling the amount of time children spend on the TV. And so what they do now is to find a way to engage the children reading. We also have a few parents now who on a Saturday will take their children out to a library or a bookstore. So they go there, they pick up a book, and then they come back together and read. It's about balancing for the younger parents. I think the younger parents have a very big role to play in trying to revive the reading culture. Even with use of technology, which is another distraction for the children. If you take a little 3-year-old now, they'll pick up your phone, and even things that mothers can't do on their phone, some of these children at 6 can actually do a lot. They can actually teach you how to access a particular app or things like that. So when you know children love technology, you use technology to their advantage, which is how some parents now do a Kindle, which would actually cut off distraction from every other thing on the internet. So they download books
and they can actually read them.
And then the child can actually read. And you know, good enough, we have quite a number of online libraries right now that you could download graded books for the children. So you could have something for a 6-year-old, another thing for a 7-year-old. So the children could spend more time, you know, reading with the support of parents.
What are the things that other schools can do, you know, to help children read better if they find that their children are deficient in reading or, you know, have difficulties reading?
If we start with the children that have difficulties, the truth is that we can't all read at the same level. Some people just get themselves buried in a book. They dive into a book and they keep reading. But there are other people that find books a little bit boring. And what schools can do, or what we can do as a community, I'll take boys for instance. So when we look at boys and girls in my school, the girls enjoy reading more than the boys. So what we're trying to do with the boys is to change the type of literature they read. So if you give them something about basketball, something about football, maybe a well-illustrated book that had some pictures and cartoons, you get the boys reading. They actually go there and pick up those books and read. So it's actually looking at diverse range of books available.
And their interests.
Yes, and then you can get the boys reading as much as the girls, you know, in a school. For children who have some needs and they can't just pick it up, basically what schools will need to do is you run some assessments, and then you come across some things like, oh, the child is dyslexic, or the child has some issues with reading, and then you have to provide some additional support for such children to be able to read. So not everybody will read at the same level, but there are different little things here and there that we could do.
Can the books we expose our children to affect their career in the future?
Well, you might be able to influence that depending on the type of books you expose your child to. But I think the basic or the bottom line is the child should be able to read diverse literature, any form. But over time, a child could now start taking a liking for a particular, this is what I want to read, because the child is interested, and that could now influence the child's career path and might say, okay, I would like to be an architect because he has been looking at some drawings. But at the beginning, we shouldn't be selective. We should just leave the children to read whatever is good books. And then gradually they'll find their path.
I enjoyed talking to you, Tola.
Thank you very much.
As a lover of books, any kind of book, today was a treat.
Thank you.
I'm sure our audience and our guests and everyone watching has learned something.
Yes. So, whether it's electronic or you're reading the old-fashioned way, holding a book, read. And if you have the opportunity, donate some to schools. We will be back after this message.
Introducing the new Onga ginger, onion, and garlic powder seasoning. Now you can give your fish, chicken, and beef the unique taste, all in just one sachet. Onga.
Onga, Mama's helping hand.
Welcome back. Our favorite time of the day has come.
Yes.
How are you?
Hello.
Yes, please, a round of applause.
Fine.
How are you today?
I'm fine, good.
Miss Dolapo,
Yes.
I'm so happy to see you.
Likewise, I too.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because I'm following you to the kitchen today.
All right.
See, I get to do all the things that Folake does when she's in the kitchen. Taste the food. So, this love for cooking, when did it start?
When I was very small, At the age of 8, I started cooking.
8?
Wow.
Yes.
I have to ask, who supervised you in the kitchen?
My mom. So she would tell me, Dolakbo, go to the kitchen, prepare the pot, put it on the fire. This is the amount of food you put, either if it is rice or anything. She would just tell me, put this, and add some spices on the food.
She would measure it out and you would walk into the kitchen.
Yeah.
You must be able to cook with your eyes closed by now.
Yes.
I'm so glad I'm going with her to the kitchen.
What else do you like doing? What are your hobbies? What do you enjoy apart from cooking? Of course?
I like dancing.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
I like dancing, reading, and traveling too. Yeah, I like traveling.
She's perfectly suited for Ongacious.
I'm telling you.
We love to travel.
Yeah.
We love to read. We love to cook.
Yeah.
What else do we love?
We love dancing and we love music.
to dance. I'm telling you. We're going to have so much fun in the kitchen.
I believe so. And we have a surprise today. We also have someone else in the house, isn't it, Umi?
Indeed.
Yep. And let's see who that person is. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome our celebrity guest for the week.
To get this money today, but every night and day. Zero darling, give me no good money. Oh yeah, shakity bobo. Bobo rabele bobo. Bobo bobo. Flying to Paris bobo. Oh yeah, shakity bobo. Bobo rabele bobo. Bobo rabele bobo. Flying to Paris. Oh, need them for and what's rapping you. One of Yahoo low weapon yo. Dini mo yala wo igo kile bumyo. Ogani yamuda ogande file bumyo. File bumyo. I do my team my way. Go ask your sister hey. Na mi de give me. Moruni ni ka hey. Ogbeni ni ba me. She feeling the nigga hey. Oh yeah hallelujah hey. I want to live by me. What? Oh baba. Nobody. To get this money today, but that's a move on. Nobody. Zero darling, give me no good online. Oh, yeah, shakity bobo. Over a lemon rubber. Over a Ferrari bobo. Flying to Paris bobo. Oh, yeah, shakity bobo. Over a belly bobo. Over a Ferrari bobo. Flying to Paris bobo.
What an entrance.
Yes. Wow, so this is Taye to Raya.
Yeah.
Welcome to Ongacious. Ekabo.
Eshe, thank you.
Ekpele.
Eshe.
Ekujoko.
Eshe.
So, do you know this person?
Yes, I know. Yeah, more dada. Me more.
Interesting. That's
Thank you.
nice.
Our Ongacious team, as usual, took a trip somewhere special. Please watch.
Whenever you hear the natives say, Omo oloke meji takotabo, make no mistake, you are in the midst of Ikare, a town known for its hills and lush environs, located in the northern part of Ondo State, Nigeria. Blessed by Mother Nature with good weather, its soil is very conducive for the cultivation of various food crops, especially the major cash crop. The Ikares are known for cocoa. They are also famous all over Africa for their distinctive pottery, which are a lot of histories around Ikare Akoko town. But the most prevalent situates them as having ancestral relationship with Edo. Years of our alteration has gone ahead to create variation as a result of the mix with the descendants and the Yorubas.
Ikare is an ancient town that was discovered as far back as 1382 by one Okure from Ilari Quarters, Ife.
An avid listener would feel a thing of the Yoruba linguistics in the ethnology of what they say, yet they are quite distinct from the Yoruba language. Ikare plays host to so many educational institutions in Ondo State. Some are the Federal Technical College Ikare, Legacy Polytechnic, and so many secondary schools, both public and private owned. Due to its location in the Yoruba cultural habitat, Ikare Akoko has the perfect mix of Christians, Muslims, and the indigenous religion.
June 20 every year, we do the harvesting of new yam. And people will come from all over, far and near.
While there are many delicacies that can be savored in Ikare, the town is known for its yam pudding called iyan and melon seed soup, locally called egusi. Ingredients for the preparation of these cuisines can be sourced from the major market in Ikare, like the Jubilee Market, or Jaoba Market, and the Osele Market. And apart from the mountainous landscape of Ikare Akoko, any curious visitor can also savor the beautiful palace of the paramount traditional ruler, known as the Olukare of Ikare Akoko.
I'm sure you felt proud watching that.
Yeah.
So nice.
I'm proud. I'm so proud to come from Ikare.
Ah,
Yeah.
nice. And I noticed that it's very mountainous. They have a lot of hills and.
Yes, that's the reason they called Ikare.
Oloke Meji Takotabo.
Ah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's two hills side by side.
Yes.
So can you tell us what you are
Preparing.
planning to dazzle us with in the kitchen today?
I want to go for efinrin soup.
Efinrin soup.
Yes.
I know of efinrin. I didn't even know that there was a whole soup called efinrin soup.
He's saying, oh God now. Let him taste the one that comes out of our own.
I'm telling you, we have a reputation here of producing food that makes people
react in
in funny ways.
Yes.
So let's see. So I'm sure Dolako is up to the task.
Let's leave Folake and my dear friend here.
All right.
And let's go and do what we were made to do.
All right.
I'm going to the kitchen.
Here comes the sun. La, 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 la. Bright sunny day. La, 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 la.
The taste and aroma of top tea can leave you feeling good and ready to go, just like sunshine. Top tea also comes in ginger, lemon and lime, and pure black tea. So go ahead, take a sip, and feel the sunshine in every cup.
Top tea, big bags of flavor.
Welcome back. Umi is in the kitchen with Dolako.
Yeah.
I have found that the best way to cook in the Ongacious kitchen is to take off your shoes and wash your hands. So I'm washing my hands now. Dolako, would you like to tell us what goes into your soup?
Yeah. I have efinrin here, which is the main ingredients in the kitchen.
Okay.
So this is efinrin. And I have aru here, see?
Okay, what is it?
It's aru.
Aru.
Yes.
Is it like pepper?
Yeah, it's like pepper, but it goes is medicinal when you use it for cooking. So it washes out bad blood in the system.
Okay, will we be pounding this into the soup?
Yes, we'll pound it.
Okay. So what else do we have?
Then I have my pepper.
We have pepper?
Yes.
Okay.
I have my blended efinrin here.
This looks like dried atta.
Yes, it's dried fish. It's dried pepper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you have?
Then I have my blended efinrin here.
Blended efinrin. Can I open it?
Yes.
I'm very curious.
Yes.
Wow.
So I've already blended it.
Okay.
Yes. So that's the efinrin.
Okay.
Then
I can smell it.
Yeah. So this is iru.
Yes.
They call it locust bean. Yes. But in my local dialects, we call it amo.
Amo?
Yes.
Okay.
We call it amo. Then I have my fish here. So dry fish. Dry fish is good in cooking efirin.
Yes.
And you know, it contains protein. So it's good for the body.
Yes, it is.
And the irutu here has a vitamin A. It's good for the eyes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay. So we also have stockfish, onions. What else do we have?
Then I have my onga spice here to cook the soup.
Okay.
That is to make the soup to be delicious.
I like it when you say that.
Yes.
Okay, added to it, of course, we have our palm oil.
I have my palm oil
our
here,
crayfish.
my crayfish, the salt.
Good. So what can I help you with? I'm ready. Falake, we're rinsing pots and we're about to start, but I want to hear more about our celeb guest today.
Okay, have fun.
Thank you.
It's great to have you.
Thank you.
Tai.
Thank
We're
you.
very happy to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Can you do a shout out?
Which one is it?
Keki and what fans in just a little bit.
Hey, Timmy, if I say hi, you say Yaga. Hi.
Yaga.
Yeah.
We are just warming up. I can warm up and singing. And warm up. I'm very excited today because I like dancing.
Yeah.
And I know that Teba Bere and sing. Ijoni.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, today is the day that the Lord has made.
Oh.
So we have to rejoice and be glad.
Yeah. Thank you. But we want to know more about you. Give us a little story about you.
So I started this music from my childhood.
Wow.
So since 1994, 24 years ago.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I went to All Saints Primary School in Ikare. So I went to Victory College, Ikare, for secondary school. So after that, I went to Adekunle Ajashin University in Akungba. Yeah,
okay.
That is where I finished. So I love music very well. I can play guitar, I can play keyboard.
Wow.
So yeah, I can play everything.
Instrument. So you're a total musician.
All-rounder.
Wow. So what kind of music? What do you...
Yeah, my music is like Yoruba people say ilalasepo. Like
so
mixture.
It's a mixture. It's a medley of what influences.
Yeah, I can sing Fuji, highlife, juju, apala, any aspect of music. So I'll just combine everything together.
Okay.
So everything will be going.
Wow.
Yeah.
Umi, how's it going?
Dolapo has put me to work. I just finished chopping some onions. In our pot, we put, tell us.
Oil.
Palm oil.
Then the blended efirin.
The blended efirin.
Then onion.
Onion.
So after onion now, we are adding the pepper, the dry pepper.
Okay, let's do that now. She made me cut the onions first. She said, very little. I said, yes, ma'am.
That's good. Well done. We can't wait to start savoring the
already this spoon is washed, but because I don't want it to be wet, I don't want the pepper to get wet. So this is dry pepper.
Okay.
So you add, please you make the
I'm sure
pepper.
You are very familiar with this soup.
You make the soup to be pepperish so that you can enjoy it very well.
Okay, so this soup by law has to be peppery.
Yes.
So I'm wondering, why didn't you put fresh atta? You're putting dried atta. You prefer to cook with dried atta?
Yes.
Okay. So what goes into our pot? Right now we have the efirin, we have red oil, we have a little bit of onion and dried attarudu.
Yes, I want to put my fish. I have it inside the freezer.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
They look like they're having so much fun. And when we come back after the break, we're going to have a show by Taye Turaya.
Introducing the new Onga ginger, onion, and garlic powder seasoning. Now you can give your fish, chicken, and beef the unique taste all in just one sachet.
Onga, Mama's helping hand.
Welcome back. We are in the Ongacious kitchen. And as you can see, Madame Dolapo has asked me to cut some bomo into smaller bits. I'm only too happy to oblige her. In the pot, like she said, would you like to tell us what we've put into the pot so far?
I have oil. My oil is there. The efirin, the blended efirin. Then I have my spice, the turmeric. Then my pepper. This is my pepper.
Okay, you want to add more?
Yes, I want to add pepper to it. Turmeric. So.
Okay, what we're doing now is we're adding the turmeric. Earlier on, we put the powdered pepper in. So, did you put a lot of that?
Yes.
That's nice.
And now, I want to add my crayfish.
So crayfish is going into the mix. So do you want the pomo now?
Yes.
Okay. What else can I do for you?
I want the locust bean.
Yes, ma'am. Is it everything that you're putting?
No, I'm not going to put everything.
Okay, what else do you need?
Then I want my dried fish.
Your dried fish is right next to you. What else? I'm curious to know when this goes in. What did you call it?
This is aru.
Aru.
Yes.
Are we putting in beef also?
I want the dried fish.
To soften first?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go over that again, if I may. We put in the palm oil.
Yeah.
The efirin.
The efirin.
Then we put in dried pepper.
Dried pepper.
Then we put in our turmeric.
Our turmeric.
Then our iru went in.
Yes.
Our dried fish went in.
Yes. Momo, my momo.
Your momo went in. Then a little bit of onion.
Yes.
Okie dokie.
So
what
I
else?
I want to pound this, my aru.
Okay.
So I'll just pound little of it.
So we're pounding aru now. Yeah, let me do that for you.
So.
I'm here to assist. So while that is cooking, what happens?
Then I want to add little meat.
I pour the aru into the pot?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. My captain. Okay, what else?
Then I want to
put little water. A little bit of water?
Yes.
Oh, the beef stock
stock
is what you want to put?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Are you good?
Yeah.
Perfect. So beef stock has just gone in.
Then you're going to
and my washing up is piling up.
Because of the onga that I've added to steam the meat and the fish. So I don't need to add much salt. So I only add...
I'm curious, which type of onga did you put into the beef stock?
I use the classic.
Onga classic?
Yes, onga classic.
That's another good one. So while we're sweating it out in the kitchen and I'm slaving for you, Balake, I want to hear more gist.
But we're distracted by the smell.
Pretend there is a barrier between us and you.
It's very hard, it's very hard. But right now, are we doing any talking or we are going straight to the singing?
Let's go straight to the
Straight, yes.
I want to see the Aroyen Shay Bagao. Come on, let's do this. And in Losoko. Kó padà sílé kó wá gbọ́ra di tó ẹ dẹ́ o èèyàn tó ń lọ sómi kó padà sílé kó wá gbọ́ bàbára lábà o ẹ̀yin arúgbó omidan ilé ìyálé ilé baálé ilé ìyàwó ilé ẹ tẹ́tí ẹgbẹ́dẹ̀ lẹ́nu mi brothers and sisters gbọ́ Túnráyọ̀ fẹ́ pèdè. Tí n bá ní lékeleke ń bá mi léke o. Ẹyẹ àdàbà, ẹyẹ àdàbà, ẹyẹ àdàbà, bá mi lékeleke. Mo ní kó bẹ̀rẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ jó. Ọmọdé yìí kó bẹ̀rẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ jó. Ọmọdé yìí kó bẹ̀rẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ ńláńsíá. Tí n bá sọ pé lékeleke bá mi léke jù ẹ́. Ẹyẹ àdàbà, ẹyẹ àdàbà, ẹyẹ àdàbà, bá mi lékeleke. Oṣó. Ó yá tí bá wá sọ báyìí wípé Kàntúní ó yá bẹ̀rẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ kó yọ̀ dí. Mo ní ọba mi dé o, ọba mi dé o, olórí ayé o, ọba mi dé o. Listen, ọba mi dé o, ọba mi dé o, olórí ayé o, ọba mi dé o. Àkójọ mọ́lẹ̀ tí wọ́n bá mú jó ilẹ̀ ń pàmpá níta yẹ tura ya mọ́ mi kò mọ̀lẹ̀ dá ń dọ̀rọ̀ ya mọ́ nípa dígbé tó ti gbóngbó ọmọ ilé yíwẹ́ inú mi dùn bíyà tí ìṣe mi ń jó gbàtà dẹ̀mí ń jó lọ inú mi dẹ́tun mi hàn bí àtijọ́ tura ya ìjọ rẹ̀. Ọmọdé ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ múlẹ̀ kó jíjọ mi mo jẹ́ jòjò ẹ̀ ò máa jójó ẹ lọ gbẹ̀rẹ̀gẹ̀ jíjẹ nínú eré. Borí lélelelelelelelelele ètí rẹ̀ lóde táyé tura ya àlóyìn ló máa tún ti dé. Ẹ̀yin tèmi ẹ̀sìn wọn lójú kan lè ríran. Ẹ làwọn létí kan lè gbọ́n tí a fẹ́ sọ ṣẹlẹ̀ mama sọ pé táyé Túnráyọ̀ ló ṣeré o everybody dance ya. Tí n bá lọ́wọ́ tí n bá kọ́lé tí n bá lọ́lá iṣẹ́ tí ni. Tí n bá lọ́wọ́ tí n bá kọ́lé tí n bá lọ́lá iṣẹ́ tí ni. Ayé ń dọ́gbọ́n rọra dọ́gbọ́n, ayé ń dọ́gbọ́n rọra dọ́gbọ́n. Bóyá ayé ń dọ́gbọ́n rọra dọ́gbọ́n, ayé ń dọ́gbọ́n rọra dọ́gbọ́n.
Introducing the new Onga ginger, onion, and garlic powder seasoning. Now you can give your fish, chicken, and beef the unique taste all in just one sachet.
Onga, Mama's helping hand.
Welcome back. If you're watching us now, you're watching us cooking in the Ongacious kitchen. I want to say something. Tell me if it's correct, because I want to say it to Folake.
All right.
Igbadun easy.
This enjoyment is not easy.
Oh, okay, so it was correct.
Yes.
There you go. So we've gone far cooking.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to put into our pot?
Yes, I want to add my remaining dry fish.
Okay. So our dried fish is going in. What else?
And this is now the time to now add my Onga spices.
Oh, good. Take your pick. Okay, is that the one you want?
Yes.
Can I help you with that?
Yeah.
I'm here to serve.
Not all.
Okay, not all.
Yeah.
So I'm pouring it in now. Could you watch and tell me when to stop?
And a bit. It's okay.
Is the whole sachet?
Finished. Yes, it's okay. Then I want to add little water. Let me add.
Okay, you want to put your Onga cubes into that?
Yes.
Okie dokie. Am I still assisting?
Yeah.
Thank you. Falake, I did not realize how much fun being in the kitchen was. I may not allow you to come back. So are we stirring?
Yeah.
No.
But I want to add little water.
Okay, let me get us some water. So we're adding more water into our soup. Okay. Should I pour it in?
Not all.
Just half?
Little.
Say when?
It's okay. So I want it to get steam a bit.
It's thickening up, and it smells divine.
It does. Whew. I thought it was ready. That's why Dolapo came to rock with us while we were dancing. No, we were happy.
We wanted to enjoy one of her favorite celebrities.
Okay, we thought when I saw her, I was like,
the Ongacious kitchen,
the food
we
is ready.
enjoy when our guests enjoy themselves.
Oh yeah, that's great. She couldn't resist the music. She had to jump out of the kitchen and come and dance.
She could not resist it at all. So what else goes into our pot? Or are we going to let it simmer for a little bit?
Yes.
Somebody that
yes, just for 2 minutes. Then.
Just for 2 minutes. Okay, Falake, you have 2 minutes to grill our celebrity guests before you have to walk down.
We want to say a big thank you to you. It was lovely. We enjoyed your music. You could see how we're all digging it.
Thank you.
It was great. Let's have a round of applause.
Welcome back. You're still watching Ongacious. I worked in the kitchen today while Falake was... I haven't seen you dance like that ever.
It was amazing. Taye took us to another level and we were just dancing and forgot ourselves.
It was beautiful watching you.
Thank you.
Well, the table is set, the food is here, and as usual, we are about to dig in, thanks to Onga, Mama's helping hand. Thank you for this lovely meal, Dolapo. Would you like to serve it?
Yeah. Smells beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let me hold that here.
Yeah. All right.
Sure, Ifrin being such a medicinal and nutritious leaf, this soup not only tastes nice, but it's very good for the body.
Indeed,
and she mentioned so many. Thank you. Mentioned so many, benefits of digging.
So nice. Hi. So the fish is okay for me here. I'm enjoying myself here. Yeah. So that is it. That is Ikare for you here. Yeah.
No, I'm still waiting for you. I need to see you enjoying the meal.
And you want to dig in?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
How do you find it?
Nice. You mentioned it being a peppery dish.
Yeah.
It has lots of pepper.
It's quite spicy. The amount of atta she dumped into the pot was staggering. Yes. So, sir?
This soup is Ongacious.
Thank you.
Yeah. You know, G is there. Yaga. Gaseous. Timba ni oga o. Oga o. Ọbẹ̀ yìí dùn púpọ̀ ó lè kú. Oga. Ọbẹ̀ yìí dùn púpọ̀ ó lè kú.
As you can see, Today's meal was what, Dolapo?
Ongacious.
It was Ongacious. I want to say a very, very special thank you to Dolapo for cooking this meal. And our special guest, the love he showered us today. Thank you so much, sir. Falake? I can't get the picture of you dancing out of my head. It was nice. From all of us here in the Ongacious studio, join us same time next week for another episode and a new recipe. Good night.